This video is sponsored by Squarespace. I have with me the Canon EOS R7 and Canon EOS R10. These were both released around the same line and their price points are somewhat similar, with the R10 coming in at just under $1,000 and the R7 coming in at $1,499. So what camera is for what person and what can each of them do? Let's get into it. First, let's talk about megapixels because that's what everybody rates cameras by, even though I don't think you should. The R10 is a 24.2 megapixel camera and the R7 is a 32.5 megapixel camera. Little bit of a difference, 8 megapixels there. Not going to break the bank or cut the deal, but there must be an expression for this. Deal breaker. Oh, that's it. Not really a deal breaker in my opinion for those of you who are deciding between the two of these, but there are some other aspects that I think are. Both of these cameras tout the same autofocus system. So it's the autofocus system that you can know and trust that's in the R6, R5, and R3. With animal detection, vehicle detection, it's on point. Both of these cameras take the same RF lens mount, so you could start off with inexpensive RF lenses like this 50mm 1.8, which comes in at $179 right now, or you could have a more expensive one like the 85mm f2, which is a little bit pricey, but still not as expensive as, let's say, the RF 85mm 1.2, which would definitely break the bank, but man, it's so pretty. So pretty. Anyway, the point is that these cameras have a lens mount that will grow with the person using them throughout their photography career. Because as we all know, lenses last longer than camera bodies, so when you're investing in photography, investing in good lenses is absolutely key because they're going to last you quite some time. I've been using Squarespace for over a decade and you can see it at vanessajoy.com. I decided to use Squarespace so long ago because it was, and still is, one of the easiest ways to make a website out there, hands down. Squarespace is a platform where you can create beautiful custom websites in just a few minutes. Choose from a plethora of templates where you can easily plug and play your own work. It's an all-in-one platform for building your brand and growing your business online. We all know that an online presence is crucial for your brand, so build one that stands out. Head over to this link for my exclusive 10% discount on your first domain at Squarespace. Now back to the video. Now let's get to some of the differences. Both of these cameras have different camera batteries. So you're using in the R7 the same battery that's being used in the R5 and the R6. Kind of nice for that growing with you factor. The R10 takes a battery format that is a little bit smaller and doesn't last as long. Card slots is also very important to a lot of people. The R7, and should be for the record, the R7 has 2 SD card slots while the R10 only has 1. To me, that's where we draw the line between amateur or entry-level camera and professional camera. I truly believe if you are being paid to photograph, having dual card slots is an absolute must. Can you get away with it and you'll probably be fine? Yes, of course, with 1 card slot, sure, but who wants to sleep better at night? Me. 2 card slots help me do that. Another one of the main differences between these two cameras is the video capabilities. Now these are both APS-C sensors, which means it has a 1:6 crop factor, but you can shoot 4K 60 on both of these cameras. However, the R10 has an additional crop factor when you're shooting with 4K 60, so something to consider. They both have full HD 120 slow motion video and of course all the same types of audio components and jacks and auto and all of that you would come to expect from a video camera. Video wise, with the R7 you can shoot in C-Log, and now for one of the biggest differences, only the R7 has in-body stabilization. The R10 has digital image stabilization, and of course you can shoot 4K, use that image stabilization and crop as necessary, but if you're getting into more serious video, the R7 is going to be your jam. Both of these cameras shoot very, very quickly, so I wouldn't say that's a deciding factor between the two of them, but let's talk about how fast they shoot. The R10 shoots at 13 frames per second when you are shooting in mechanical and first curtain electronic shutter versus the R7, which shoots at 15 with those same stats. Pushing to electronic shutter only, the R10 shoots at 23 frames per second, where the R7 goes all the way up to 30. So if you're shooting something that moves really quickly, whether a cheetah in the safari or your child, you might want to go with the R7. The R10 does have a cute little pop-up built-in flash if that's something that interests you, and both of them have pretty much the same form factor with that autofocus, manual focus button in the front, and then no digital screen on the top. And of course, both of the LCD screens tilt and have a ton of fun with that. They both have digital hot shoes, so you can use the digital hot shoe accessories like some of the audio gear or triggers for these cameras. Another difference between the two of them is that the R7 is moisture and dust proof, so it's going to handle things like a little bit of rain, a little bit of wear and tear, slightly better than the R10 would. In my opinion, who should use these cameras? The R10 is an absolute standard mirrorless camera that's on the entry level or amateur area. If you are a parent who wants to take nice photos and videos of their kids past what you can do with a cell phone, this is definitely going to be a great option for you, especially since it's under $1,000. If you are starting out in your photography career, R10 is also fantastic. If you're more established, you might want to start eking towards the R7 because of those dual card slots, better video capabilities, in-body stabilization, and well, yeah, you know what, the megapixels are nice. I think both of these cameras would be a great backup camera for those of you who need one and you're already shooting with something like the R5 or the R6. Having a less expensive backup camera that has the same focusing capabilities and isn't something a little bit older, it might be nice. Plus, it also takes the same lenses that you would be using on the R5 or the R6 without an adapter. If you currently have a camera that you're considering upgrading to one of these, I would say users of the M5, M6 would really like to jump to the R10, while users of maybe the 7D Mark II or the 5D4 would like to jump to the R7 a little bit better. So that's what I've got for you comparing the new Canon cameras, the Canon EOS R7 and R10. Let me know what you think of the two of these cameras. What use factors can you think of for each of them? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Hit like, subscribe. Bye.